Welcome to Big Hoss's Tailgate.
And we're live. So, what's going on? I'm with a very special guest all the way from Kentucky for his first podcast appearance. Ever, yeah.
Yeah,
Jim Wheeler.
that's right.
Yeah, we met last night at Mario's, which I heard you found on AI for spots to do in comedy in Pittsburgh.
I wasn't even necessarily looking for spots to do comedy. Was just kind of. He helped me. I have an AI friend. I name him Tony, right? Okay, and so I've been planning this walkabout for since the end of last week when I found out at short notice I was going to have some time to where I could just get away and not have any responsibilities for a minute. And so kind of made this trip, and I said, man, I'm only 50 miles from Pittsburgh. I said, there's got to be maybe a comedy club or something I can pop up, over there. And
yeah, I mean, I would say there's a club in Pittsburgh, but it's more of it's not the same as a comedy club.
Yeah. And so he asked me, he was like, so you want for for a paid show, or you want to see some amateurs and maybe even get in on an open mic? And I'm like, yeah, that would be cool. And so boom, I was like, right off the bat, first thing popped up, it goes, was it Blue Lose?
Yeah, Blue Lose.
Yeah, and it's Blue Lose is attached to Mario's. You can go down there. They do open mic sign-ups at 9:30 every Tuesday and Wednesday. And I'm like, he knew the whole whole thing, man. It's scary.
Well, it's weird because I tried to use my one buddy went up last night and he AI'd himself, and it's oh yeah, known for being a guest on Big Hoss's Tailgate, and I was like, what? He's done way cooler shit than my podcast, right. And it's that's what he was known for, though.
I don't know, so used to, I think they were only able to find facts and knowledge up until the past maybe year that had been loaded in until 2023 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so now that they're getting smarter and they're updating it, he can actually go out and do actual web searches and can do trending topics. They can find out if your friend, maybe it was just a week or so ago or whatever, or maybe you just posted it, boom. It's the first thing that pops up.
Well, he hasn't been on the podcast in a few months. I would say his last time he was on was December of last year, I think, probably.
Okay. I've never asked him to look for me. I'm afraid it's going to be an extensive criminal record.
It's going to be known for being a '90s star.
You're right.
And videos, direct-to-videos specials.
Yeah. We don't talk about those days.
Behind the beaded curtains. That's when you know you're from if you're, at least you were around in the 90s to remember beaded curtains.
Yeah. It's my screen name was Long Dong Silver.
That's why I always told people, I had a joke going around that I look like somebody who likes comments in porn videos. And I'm like, well, when you have a name like Big Hoss, it already kind of sounds like a screen name you would see on there. So
right, yeah.
It's not too much of a stretch.
I did notice some comics out in the open. I just don't know where your porn videos are hidden. But
oh, no. First of all, it's 2025.
Right.
If you have porn videos in your house, that's on you. You screwed up.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't have incognito mastered on your phone yet.
Yeah, but it's kind of like some people just like the sound of vinyl. They want to have the record there. It just doesn't sound as good these days, so they want the original.
I do like how they put vinyl for new albums. Luke Combs is you can get his album on vinyl.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Until a few years ago when one of the kids was they want a record player, and I'm like, the heck are you talking about? It's they find my mom's old collection of Elvis and the Beatles, and it's oh no, it's whoever, Katy Perry's releasing a new album and it's in vinyl, and I'm like, really? So okay, I'm like, hell, I didn't even know they made record players anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you can there's a shop in Pittsburgh, it's called Groove, and it's over in this area of the city called in Bloomfield. and they have a bunch of like record stuff. And if you don't have a record player, you can buy one there. Basically, I was like, that is awesome. Yeah, I do like some vinyl stuff. I mean, my parents have a lot of like old country albums, like Patsy Cline, like Best of Patsy Cline.
My mom does too. Probably several hundred, a lot of old gospel albums, and a lot of them she didn't even buy to listen to. Some of them she picked up at yard sales and stuff. But there's a lot of old original Elvis. The big 76 is in there. Probably a stack of what was there's 38s.
Yeah,
76. Yeah, like the little
small ones.
The little ones. Yeah, I mean, there's a stack of them probably this tall. Now I've not even sorted through all of them yet. Yeah. They don't have cases or anything or covers anymore.
That's like I got one behind you. It's like it can play like 70, like the little 38s, the big records. It can play CDs, tapes, Bluetooth, and it's like $100 on Amazon.
Well, yeah, and the cool thing is that is built in the style of almost like the one that my parents had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it looks the same, squared off faux wood box with the silver buttons, and it looks actually very similar to the one that we ended up, unfortunately, it gave up its ghost, and I had to toss it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I used to work at Radio Shack.
Oh, no, there's that's like and Blockbuster too, right?
No, I wasn't at Blockbuster, no. But they were still alive like in like late 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, so I was working there, and I remember that's when I first seen like a record player, and they're like, yeah, some people still listen to these. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And then it just blew up a couple years later. I was like, man, they missed out.
Well, now, do you recall, or you're what? What did you say? You're about 20 years younger than me, I think.
I'm 32.
32, yeah, so I'm 50. So, yeah, pretty much. You were born the year I graduated high school, I imagine, 93?
92.
92, okay. Well, I was 93. But, yeah, so my original listening was, my mom had an old Victrola that was the hand crank kind, and then the 8-tracks.
Oh, okay.
And I remember there was several of those, and some of the cars came with them back then. But one of the first things that I remember, and he didn't even cuss, was there was an 8-track tape that I used to sneak and listen to of Jerry Clower.
Oh, yeah.
Talking trash. And it was him on the front sitting on a big pile of trash in a suit with his legs spread out. Oh! Yeah. And I don't know why, but she'd catch me listening to that, and she would always make me turn it off. And I kind of just came across him decades later, and I'm like, this guy's as clean as corn pudding.
He was super clean. I don't know why. And it's weird though when you listen to him. It does sound like a guy who it's getting ready to say some like filthy stuff, and he's not. It's always like super clean, like innocent, like way like over exaggerated stories.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's kind of like as my papa always used to call my great uncle. He's windy. That's what I said. He's full of wind. He's full of hot air. That's what he calls somebody who likes to tell the tales.
I was waiting for grade A bullshitter. That's what my grandfather would call him.
Right. Yeah. My papa wouldn't have said that. I grew up, man. It's weird. It's like my dad was the only cusser, and it wasn't even that much around. I don't know if mom tamed him or whatever, but I think I heard my dad say "fuck" like twice.
Yeah.
In like my entire life.
Yeah, I've never heard my dad like really swear, but like he has said things because like he'll be telling a story and just repeat what the person said and doesn't realize, hey, I should probably censored myself.
Right.
He's just in the middle of telling the story and then he just says it and he's like, oh dang, like
yeah, I should probably censor myself. Sorry,
no, you don't. No, it's completely uncensored.
Oh, okay, cool.
Trust me, I had one guy on. And I literally called it the filthiest episode I've ever put out. Because like I think it was talking about eating ass and shit, and I was like, that is disgusting.
I mean, man's got to eat.
Nah, I'm good. I'll starve. There's just some things. It's like it ain't worth it. I'm good. That's right. the forbidden hole. The
forbidden hole, the holiest of holies.
Yeah, I like. Was it Rodney Carrington had a joke about that. There was one about like Adam and Eve, and he's like, "Don't eat the apple." And he's like, "All right." He's like, "What if I put it in her butt?" Don't do that either.
Yeah.
Actually, don't eat it afterwards either, especially that.
Yeah. I remember there's one he was talking about. He says something, and he always does that twist. He's talking about his younger girlfriend, and he's like, "We're fighting over this and this," and then the next thing you know, they're at Disney World, and he's like, "Well, the next thing you know, she's leaning over the balcony, and then you're eating her ass." Yeah, and I'm just like,
Rodney had those ones where it's like he just goes on just goes off in a tangent, and it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, I grew up hearing him originally on the Bob and Tom show.
Yeah.
And, you know, I used to drive a lot I was in sales and stuff, and so I was constantly in the car, and, like, I'll be driving, you know, back and forth to work. Is like 30, 45-minute commute every day in the mornings, and then I'd be out running around. So I'd listen to Bob and Tom, and I'd always catch him on there. I didn't realize how filthy that guy was until until much later. Yeah,
because you're on radio,
terrestrial
so you
radio,
have to be like clean and stuff. And my dad found out he was dirty by listening to Sirius. And he was getting, I think it was at Raw Dog Radio or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, the stuff that you would hear on there was ridiculous.
Yeah, and it still. Well, it's like kind of like back to what I was saying. It's like kind of weird. It's like I cuss like a sailor, and it's like,
yeah,
but I still don't cuss like in front of my family, like on my you know, like my aunts and uncles, my mom's, you know, that generation above, because it's like hardly anything, you know, and it's like it still feels kind of like weird. But now it's I can't imagine that it has just become that much more a part of society. That kids are cussing and stuff more these days. And because, I mean, I've read my teenage daughter's texts. I've heard her say some stuff that she didn't know I was, you know, overhearing.
Yeah.
I know how kids talk in middle school. And, you know, and I'm like, well, we kind of were the boys. I didn't realize some of the girls were like that. But I don't know if that's just more prolific these days.
Or if it's because parents know what their kids are doing more. We're like kind of like in the 80s, you didn't know. If they weren't there, they wouldn't know what you did.
Right.
They'd hear from somebody else, and maybe that was true.
And I think maybe there's a taboo too. It's like, you know, it's not what was going on behind closed doors. You know, it's like, I don't think maybe our parents were that much different than we were. Or, you know, at least I'm a generation ahead of you, pretty much. But it's like, I think that now it's just more out in the open, where like parents don't want to be hypocrites anymore. They're going to hide behind the Bible Belt kind of stuff, you know, especially growing up in the South. And maybe it's just where I grew up. It was different in other places, but.
Well, that's what, like I remember, like, nobody in school swore until, like, middle school. Like, it was like 6th grade, it was like, all right, now we're allowed to swear, like, the rite of passage for some reason. But, like, no one's, I remember, like, when we went to high school, like, sometimes we, like, did Votex, so you had to ride, like, the elementary bus home. And, like, we're riding the elementary bus, and you're hearing kids say stuff way worse than what we did. Did. And it was like, what happened between, you know, middle school and now? Like, what happened?
I know. Well, you remember the game, like, telephone or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
You know, pass it on or whatever. So I remember I was on the school bus. I was in grade school. I was maybe 1st grade, 2nd grade. And there was this guy, this is no joke. He was literally driving to school in 8th grade. He'd been held back so many times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, but anyway, we're on the same bus. And, like, it was coming to my stop, and he was a bully, too. So he always sat kind of near the back and messing with people. And I would always sit, like, 2 or 3 rows from the front. And so all of a sudden, like, the little password, you know, starts coming down the bus, you know.
Yeah.
And he gets to me, it's like, I can't even remember who it was, like, so-and-so's a cocksucker, pass it on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so-and-so's a cocksucker, pass it on. So I said, so later that night, like, mom's cooking dinner or something. It's like, Mom, what's a cocksucker? It's like, you know, you hear like the fork like hit the plate, and where did you hear that? And I'm like, I just heard it on the bus. I had no idea what it meant. No idea. And so, but yeah, it was, other than my dad, it was his favorite word was "God damn it." I mean, that was his thing.
Yep.
It was everything. God damn it. And that's probably the first cuss word I ever like really said out and loud. I remember I broke my little hammer from my toolkit with my best friend Philip. He was there, and I said, "Oh, God damn it!" He's like, "Oh, I can't believe you just said that."
I remember one time my niece was eating ice cream, and she would the ice cream dripped and hit her toe, and she's only like 4 at the time, but like my brother-in-law had a habit. Every time something didn't like work, he would be like, "Shit," or like, "Shoot," like you hear real like. Yeah. And she went and you seen the ice cream drop down and hit her toe, and she just looks at us once. Shit. And it was the funniest thing to me because it was just funny seeing this little girl just go, shit.
Yeah. I love those videos on the internet with those kids like they're just completely repeating what mom and dad said. They don't. Yeah. They're just saying it and they're just smiling and laughing. I love watching those. They're so cute. It's like, but I don't know. And then the older I got, it's like I realized it's like they're just words, man. It's like it's just a word. It's just a sound that comes out of your face hole.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand because it's like, how did you come up with that? Like someone had to someone when they're developing language somewhere was just like, my head fucking hurts, and they're like, whoa, yeah, what is that? Like, what does that mean? And they're like, what does that even mean? And he's like, I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the origins of that word supposedly. The foreign lawful carnal knowledge, right? Supposedly that's not even necessarily true. So I don't even know what the origins are. But I used to have that conversation. It's like, well, really, technically, if you're going as far as the Bible goes, the only swear word is using the Lord's name in vain. And it was like, well, you can't say God damn it, but you can be like, oh my Lord. Oh, okay. Well, there's no difference.
Yep.
And you're still using the Lord's name in vain. So I'll see you in hell, I guess,
Yeah.
But so that's fine. I realize it's all just societal stuff.
Society, the whole idea of society annoys me anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those, like, for instance, like, why do I need a passport to go into another country? Because if society has a big downfall and, like, nuclear bombs happen, no one's going to know if I'm staying in Canada or America.
Right.
No one's going to know if you're standing at that point. No one's going to know if you were in Germany at one point or London. You won't know.
I mean, it's like why do I got to give my license plate number at the cheap motel I'm staying in? Why do you care? I don't know my license plate number. Why do you need to know it?
Yeah, and it's kind of like, are you going to go out and check the cars? No, you're not.
No, it's like if I get murdered and robbed, are you just going to figure out which one you can fucking steal?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're worried about that, but meanwhile, what's happening behind the closed doors of every room here?
Yeah, man. That was kind of the interesting thing about this trip. I decided that I was just going to completely rough it. And it was like, I even threw I threw a blanket and a pillow in the back of the truck, and was like, I'll sleep in there. I mean, I don't care. But I'm like, you know what? I was like, no major change, none of this stuff. I'm not staying in any Motel 6s. I mean, even on the low grade side. And so I'm like, St. Mary's Hotel in St. Mary's, West Virginia. That's great. That's exactly what I want. A little roadside neon sign, you pull right up in front of the door. And so that's kind of the places I've been staying.
Yeah, until you watch like any horror movie, and it's like, this is exactly how it starts.
Yeah. I mean, $47 a night, you kind of get what you pay for. That's about the same amount. I got to see like one roach per dollar, literally, that I paid, and that's no joke. I thought it wasn't that many, but I literally killed like 8 roaches in the hotel room. And
that's always fun.
Well, I thought. There was a Motel 6 there too, and it was literally the same price, like a national chain. And I was like, no, I'll support the mom and pop. I was like, St. Mary's Hotel.
Yeah.
It's probably a mom and pop, a little locally owned, been there for a million years. And so I pulled in. It's like, well, mom's last name was like Shawarma or something. So I don't think she was from around them parts.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really mom and pop like I had imagined.
No, that's somebody that got bought out because mom and pop wanted to retire.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just said, screw it, took the first offer because the kids don't want it anymore.
Yeah, no. It was by far, not, sorry, St. Mary's Hotel, but yeah, you need to fumigate.
Yeah.
You got a problem. But I wasn't going to complain. I mean, hey, it's $47.
Man, I was in a hotel in Ohio once. And I think it was like Marion, Ohio.
Yeah.
I walked in there. It looked like Bonanza. Like and meanwhile, this was like a small hotel. So like, this is how big their lobby was and grand looking. Like they had a balcony and stuff.
It looked like the freaking Yellowstone Lodge or some shit.
Yeah, it was like, what did we need this for this microtel? Like in Ohio?
Yeah.
Who's coming out here? I feel like everyone just built it because they were like, well, it's got a little bit of home for you.
And was this a new place or had been there for years? It's probably one of those old like
Probably like the 90s.
Yeah.
Like 80s, 90s.
Yeah, I mean, it's like back in the day. That's the way it used. Even like before the interstate systems. I mean, you want to go to Florida, man. You're getting on US 60, and you're riding your ass all the way down there, and it's going to take you a while.
Yeah.
But that's all you had. You just use little pullovers with the. You remember got the little silver the thing you put the quarters in on the edge of the bed, the vibrator bed. Oh my God, yeah. I mean,
It makes you laugh though, because it's like I think me and my brother were looking at this. Like, if you watch Smoking the Bandit now,
love it.
and if you do the like where they're going, I think it was Atlanta to Texarkana, and back, they're like, you can do that in a day. Like, it's really not that much time, and it's like, yeah, but that's now with all the highways and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't have the same. I don't know. It might have been the same roads.
No, but a lot of it you can see in the movie was filmed, but not very much was filmed on that because I guess because the interstate system, man, was still pretty infantile even in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, because it really didn't get started until after World War II. Or during World War II, or to move military stuff all easier, around the country.
Yeah.
But it was still, I will say it was, I'd say it was toddler stage at that point. So there was still a lot of
back roads,
a lot of
and
non-connecting, like you'd be able to catch a 4-lane from here to there, and then you got to get on a 60-mile stretch 2-lane just to get to the next 4-lane.
And I'm like, how many truckers are actually trucking, or like, how many cops are actually really checking the load if they pulled you over? But then again, I wouldn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know in coal trucking, they were bad for weight limits. They were really,
well, that's different.
Yeah.
Like, weight limits, I could see, but I guess it's liquid, liquid in cans.
Yeah.
So I could see why they would be like, I want to see what you're hauling.
Well, I think it's like, I think the main reason is that Cletus was doing 90 mile an hour. He's like, I didn't know his truck do 90 mile an hour. I tell you, the judge's gonna throw the book at you, boy.
I love when they're like, hey, listen, they got us blocked off. I guess we lost. And he's like, nope, because I'm blowing right through it. And he just, which I'm like, again, do you think once you get out of the truck and park, don't you think that they would already like the goods are gone now? It's evidence. Like, the cops are going to come in and take the beer away. So like, it's still a wasted trip.
Yeah.
You didn't really complete I mean, you did, but you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they showed up at the fairgrounds. It wasn't like it was private property, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, the whole absurdity of that is like
literally because beer was made on one side of the river, not the other.
Yeah,
and it's Coors.
Yeah, and it was about something to do with the distribution. And like back in Ohio, back in the day, they used to make what my dad used to call it 3-2 beer, which was like, I think 3.2% was like the highest alcohol content it could be, or something like that. That was as high as they could make.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so like if they wanted to get stronger beer, they'd have to come across over into Kentucky or West Virginia or somewhere there in the tri-state area, because Ohio had that 3-2 beer law, and I may be completely wrong on that, but
I don't know, because it's like, as part of you like would hate the 70s because like the laws are different then, but also at the same time you kind of wish you could go back.
Oh, I mean, man,
things are a lot simpler. You don't have to worry about stuff. Like, there's not, oh no, I got to pay the internet bill. No, you have free TV.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like my daughter, she's 15, and like she's really getting into that Stranger Things. Like, she loved the Stranger Things. She's like, oh my God, that's just like, it'd be so cool to grow up back then. I'm like, that's exactly when I grew up.
I did grow up.
I grew up in the 80s. So
yeah.
I was born in 1975. Okay, it's like, yeah, I mean, I could have been one of those kids.
Yeah, you want to really hurt someone's feelings? Tell them that if Marty McFly, if they rebooted Back to the Future and Marty McFly went back in time the same time as Marty did, like, the same amount of years, it would only be like 95. It'd be 1995.
Oh yeah, from 85 to 55. Yeah, 30 years. It'd be
but
95.
It's crazy like to even think of that, because I'm like, look at how big of a jump things were from the 80s to the 50s in terms of vehicles, technology, everything.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not as big of a jump going from 2025 to 95. Like, I don't think it would be that big of a jump. Like, too much. I think more things happened.
Right. Yeah. There's been a lot of technology that has really increased as far as like the computer chips, the supercomputing and things like that, because, you think about it, it went from, the bicycle to the, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the Wright brothers. And then in 40 years, we're dropping bombs on Hiroshima.
Yeah.
And then we're putting a man on the moon 20 years after that, 25 years after that, supposedly, allegedly, maybe.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it's like the jump is happening like so fast that, it's the technology advancements in the past 120 years have exceeded what they did, I think, in the 5,000 years prior to that.
Right. That's why it's like I don't know. I have I don't know what my theory is on it, but it's like I don't know. I view time differently now as I get older, and I hate it.
Yeah,
because it's very sad. Like now, it's like I understand why all adults were miserable as a kid. Like, oh, why are they never happy and why they never want to have fun? Yeah, because everyone's miserable, I think.
See, I was not miserable as a kid at all.
Oh, really?
No.
No, I meant not as a kid, but I'm like seeing the adults. Like adults, like were always no nonsense.
Oh yeah. I mean,
now you get it because it's like
I get it now because there's, when you're the worker and you got back then you mostly you got moms taking care of the house, dad's outside the house working, and my dad, I mean he would get up and he would leave the house at 4:30 in the morning. And we'd come home to 7, 8 o'clock that night. I mean, literally would take a shower, and the shower would be black with coal dust.
Yeah.
Fall into the bed and wake up and do it again. And then the weekends were spent working on servicing the truck so we could go back out and do it all again. So I get it why he was grouchy,
Yeah.
But as far as, me, I was an only child, so it's where I was in my head a lot with my imagination. But I grew up in the country. I was out in the woods 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Playing G.I. Joe and Rambo and, shit like that. But which I think that's a problem that kids don't have that now, is that there's too much at their fingertips. There's no sense of
and
wanting to learn.
AI is slowly killing it.
Yeah.
Like they even did a study I seen where it was like AI, like they had these kids like use AI and stuff, and they were tracking their brain waves, and they're like, the drop in their activity like is like 40%. Like it's ridiculous. Like how much less of your brain you use using AI than you do anything else. And it's like, well, it's supposed to be a tool. Like you don't have to use it like to do everything.
Right.
And that's the problem. But if you're supposed to use it the right way as a tool, then yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and I try to, when I use it and have conversations, I try to engage with it. I try to get it all messed up, I'll ask it crazy questions or like seriously, it'd be like, it's like, it can engage in kind of human-like conversation in a lot of ways. But I try to throw some tricks at it sometimes just to see how it'll react. But I think kids right now, and I did see this on the news or somewhere, that the statistics, it's like most people are just using it like, what's the capital of France, or how tall is the Eiffel Tower? I mean, they're using it like an advanced form of Google and not really what it's there for.
Yeah.
But all that stuff, even with the Google and everything, I think it takes away the kid's sense of wonder these days. It's like, you just don't even, it's like, it's just too easy to figure things out. It's like, I would do that to my daughter, but Dad, how do I do this? And I'm like, put your phone down, figure it out. I mean, what steps do you need to take, get from A to B to C, and make your solution? You got to do this to get to there. What do you have to do? Don't Google it. Figure it out, which I think that's a problem a lot of kids have these days, is it's just too easy. And boy, they're going to be, unless the robot overlords are running the companies by then, they're going to get real surprised when they find some old freaking, guy that came out of the Gulf War who's their manager at the plant and don't take no bullshit. And, they get in there and get that job and they're like,
oh yeah, that's just it. There is a distinct wake up call from when you work retail Like it's like as soon as you quit your job and you go into retail, it is the worst because like you're gonna encounter that one nasty customer that you're not used to someone screaming in your face, and it's like then and no one prepares you for that. Like they don't tell you that at the job. Like, oh hey, you're gonna deal with some bad customers, or you're gonna have to deal with that. They don't tell you that. They just like, oh no, thank God there's a body here.
Yeah. And at Walmart, and it's getting to the point where they can't even man the damn unmanned registers anymore. It's like you walk in there and half of those damn things are closed, and you're like, you want me to check myself out for God's sakes? And, you can't hire somebody. But those poor kids, man, that work retail, and I don't know what's wrong with the people that are like that. And I've been that guy. I have been that guy. I try not to yell at people, but.
Oh, my timer never went off. Oh, I got to check the camera. I'll be right back.
We might have lost some good stuff.
And we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, we lost like about 30 seconds.
It was probably asinine bullshit anyway.
Yeah, it's all right. I have like a stock image that I throw up, and it's just like exactly. It's like we'll be right back.
Or Adam Ray, he's so good. He's like, we'll be right back. We'll stay right here. He does the best Dr. Phil, man.
I'm so mad because that's like. By the way, if anyone hears anything running in the background, it's my AC, and I don't know enough about editing to cut that out. So
it's hotter than the devil's ball sack in here.
Yeah, it's July in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It's I thought the drones were back, but no, it was just the mosquitoes down there by the river. Oh my God!
And the thing is, I'm facing away from that. Like, what's making all the noise? The return air over there.
Well, these are nice microphones, so it's just like.
Oh yeah, these are Shure mics.
Yeah, they should do a pretty good job.
Yeah. So my buddy told me like when I was doing the podcast, I bought like a basic starter kit.
Yeah.
And he's like, make sure you upgrade your mics because he goes, it'll sound a lot better just by doing that. And then I was like, yeah, but those mics are $120 and this doesn't make money.
Right.
No, it just makes my family disappointed in me.
Yeah, I know. Right. It's like, there's always got to be a black sheep, man. And it's like, I'm finally to the point. It's like, just embrace it. Just embrace who you are.
It's weird because it's like you come from mostly a blue collar. I come from mostly a blue collar family.
Yeah, me too.
Like, yeah, and it's like where art. If you said you wanted to be in the drama club, they would be calling you some names and inferring that there's no sense in saving up for a wedding anytime soon.
Right.
So it's like when you're used to that and you tell them, hey, I tell jokes. But you're not funny, and it's like, oh, thanks, I appreciate that coming from you, Mom.
Yeah, that's like, that was one of those things. Like I did the drama club and stuff in high school, and I don't know what got me into it, but probably a girl, I'm sure.
Well, it's like hey, like there's a bunch of cool '80s movies and shit, like.
Yeah, it's like
those guys act. It must be cool.
And it was one of those things where I think it was a cool class, like all your friends wanted to take. The teacher was pretty cool, so it was kind of like totally inappropriate by today's standards. I mean, it's like we go over to the guy's house and hang out on the weekends and play like Monopoly and shit, which but the guy was like, he was like 23, the teacher, and we were like 17 or 18. Or, it's like not like there's a huge age gap.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, I guess, what got me into it. But I don't know. It was just one of those things I kind of did as a hobby on the side, and then I just dropped it for like years and years. And like I always was kind of like the funny guy, or the sarcastic. I was always the smart ass guy. Holding court, like would keep people laughing and things like that. But, I never ever really thought about like getting on stage and actually doing it until like the past few years. And I think it's just because a lot of people in my life was telling me, it's like, that's just not funny. And I'm like, no, you just don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
It is funny. You just didn't get it.
Yeah, that's what I grew up watching like SNL and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, you watch all that and it's like, man, it'd be so cool to do that like as a job.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, but that's not going to work out for you. Like you're not that kind of type. And it's like, oh, damn. And now it's like, oh, then you find out, oh yeah, I could have been that type if I would have just did what I wanted to do instead of listening to people.
Right. Yeah. Or I mean, give it a shot. It's like, you're never gonna, 100% of short putts never go in. That's the golfing reference.
Man, I was really thinking the Michael Jordan one was going to come out. That miss 100 shots, you don't miss. 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right. Yeah. No, I use a lot of golf euphemisms, but I think that's a euphemism. I may use that word wrong. I don't know. But yeah, and that's kind of like where I've found myself. It's just like, I've done all the other things that, not all the things I wanted to do. Made a whole lot of mistakes on the way, but it's like, past 5-6 years, it's just like I've felt like I've been like somebody else, Yeah. And it's like I've got the opportunity now where I'm just like, I can go explore some other things and kind of get back and find out, well, okay, am I all these things that people's told me I am, or am I something what I thought I might have been able to do,
Yeah.
And it's been fun. It's early on, but it's been fun.
So, in being from Kentucky, and my buddy will kill me if I don't ask this.
Okay.
How far are you from Harlan, Kentucky?
Harlan, hour 45, somewhere in that block. Not too far.
Every time you meet somebody from Kentucky, like Justified pops in your head, and it's like, oh, how far away?
Okay, that's a good show, but it is such bullshit. Okay, there's no scrub grass and desert hills in Harlan, Kentucky. Where they're filming.
You start watching, and you're like, wow, that's the same place that. Wow, Kentucky looks a lot like Hazard County in Korea for some reason.
Yeah. It's like that looks like Once Upon a Time in Mexico. It's like, yeah. So it was cool, especially because where I live in Lexington. Lexington's like the town, the second biggest town in the state.
And they always talk about Lexington.
Yeah, it is cool. Some local references, things like that, which was always neat. But then it's like, okay, all right, we're going to run down to Harlan. It's like, 20 minutes later. And I'm like, dude, this is like a fucking 2-hour drive, man. You're not just hopping up to Lexington and back down to Harlan like they're right next door to each other.
So the first episode was actually filmed in the town that where I'm from, Washington, PA.
Okay.
The scene where Walton Goggins is like robbing the bank in the first episode.
Yeah.
And does like a U-turn in the middle of the road. That's literally the newspaper office in Washington, PA.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like the old newspaper building. And I think they filmed like when he's walking through the airport, they just used the David Lawrence Convention Center in Pittsburgh. Instead of using an airport, they just used that. Because when you go in the hallways, it looks like an airport.
Right. Yeah. This is Hollywood magic, man. And it's like the to my knowledge, the only thing that was specifically shot for Justified in Kentucky was the opening montage where the plane is flying down the holler, over the actual city of Harlan and through that way. Now I think the guy that played the radio announcer, on one of the episodes, that did it was just like they were listening to the radio or something like that. He was actually the radio guy from back in Harlan. They brought in to do that, but that's pretty much the only Kentucky roots that it has.
Yeah, I don't know why shows just don't shoot in the city, like in the town that they're going to. When you're an actor, man, you admit you take on the job, you can easily fly back and forth. Like the same way I have to commute to work, you should have to commute to work too, not just be like, I live in L.A. and we film everything here because I live here.
Yeah,
no.
I think it's different in movies. Plus you got, depending on where the movies are going to get the biggest tax credits. Where they're going to get the biggest adjustments to help them film cheaper. But
and shows take longer to film too.
Yeah, and it's like I can understand. If you're on location and you're shooting a movie, like you want to shoot a movie in this particular town where something occurred, then you're there for 2-3 weeks, whatever. Not a big deal. But if you're shooting a weekly series, I can imagine, nobody's going to want to move away for that long. They did it for The Walking Dead, dude. They filmed that in Georgia.
Do you know why Magnum PI even exists?
No.
Hawaii Five-0 got canceled.
Okay.
And the studio didn't want to close out their film office, and they're like, do we have an idea for a show set in Hawaii?
Book 'em, Dano.
And there's Magnum P.I.
No shit.
And actually, there's there's a theory on YouTube, and it's very thin, very thin on
most of them are.
That Magnum and Hawaii Five-0 take place in the same universe because they're both CBS shows at the time, and they're both set in Hawaii.
Okay.
And it's like, well, if he interacts with police and they talk about 5-0's coming, like they've mentioned it, there's I think when he's in a helicopter, he's talking to someone, and they said there's a reference to 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, is that who, is he talking about those guys? And I don't know.
Well, I mean, 5-0 is typically the like the term for the police anyway, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's just said it's just stretch.
That was pretty thin, yeah.
Well, like I think Knight Rider shit on the Dukes of Hazzard in one episode.
Oh, really?
There's an episode where he's racing these two rednecks driving an orange Charger, and it's Kit's outdoing them in every way.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to get you, Bo Duke.
It's crazy. That's the principal from Boy Meets World. You didn't know that?
I've never seen Boy Meets World. That is beyond my age range of when I was watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Because it would have been like my growing up show, like in the 90s. Yeah, you guys, it wouldn't be your Saved by the Bell either.
No. I mean, Saved by the Bell was a little bit in my time frame, but Friends was the big thing that came out. I think in 90.
Yeah, my sister loved Friends.
So yeah, it came out. That was the whole big thing. In those days, I used to live Cheers. I mean, I grew up watching Cheers, Night Court, Three's Company.
They always said my second oldest brother, his nickname at the titanium plant we worked at, they said he looked like Bull from Night Court.
Oh,
because he'd always clean shaven.
Richard Mall is the man's name, and he is actually in the same fraternity I am. He's a fraternity brother, believe it or not. Not in the same school. He's older, obviously, but yeah, Richard Mall. God, I don't know whatever happened to the guy.
Did you watch that reboot of Night Court?
With Larry Kidd and then
I heard it was actually pretty funny. Like it actually wasn't terrible, but they kind of touched on the old show in a good way. Yeah,
I think I watched one episode, but to be honest, I've not watched network TV, and I can't tell you how long, man.
Oh yeah,
it's like it just got to the point where anything that I wanted to watch, like the series and stuff, I just go binge them now on Hulu or somewhere else.
That's why I just do everything on Hulu.
Yeah,
there's no sense in me watching a live show unless it's something I'm only going to be able to see one time ever.
Right.
Even award shows, I can wait till the next day and watch them.
Yeah. Watch it on YouTube, whatever. And it's like that. YouTube is probably 90% of what I watch most nowadays.
Dude,
the production on the YouTubes are getting outrageous as far as the quality and the
I can't
content.
wait for those award shows to go away.
Oh my God.
I think they're done because they used to have credibility. In the 90s and stuff. My brother, we used to watch all the CMA awards.
Oh yeah.
Early 2000s, we'd watch all the awards. And now you're watching it, you start seeing all the studio bullshit and all the big label stuff. And it's this is just a dick sucking show.
Yeah.
Everyone's just showing each other their dicks here and being oh, my music did better. No, my music's better. And it's what if I didn't like him? What if I don't like his music? Then that word doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. And plus it's and we would like to thank the Cuyahoga Indians for allowing us to use their land for this award show tonight. And Bill Maher's either shut the fuck up or give it back. It's we don't. It's oh my God. It's
I do like Bill Maher. I didn't like him for a long time, and then I started listening to him when he started doing his podcast.
Yeah,
and he did a couple of shows on Joe Rogan and stuff, and I started to come around to him. Okay, he's got some good points.
I used to watch his old Politically Incorrect on HBO back in the day, and was
that the one that was on TV? Because they said it was a TV one, and then he got canceled because he must have touched on a topic they didn't like.
I can't remember.
So
I thought it started HBO. Did it start TV and then HBO?
I thought it was TV then HBO.
Maybe because I remember maybe it was, I can't remember what network I watched it on, but we're talking back in the 90s and, or early 2000s, whenever it was. And, I've always, I think me and you and a couple of guys were having a conversation last night. It's like, I've always leaned fairly, liberal socially, but I've been more conservative on a fiscal side. And he's, definitely left. Definitely farther left than I am, but he's reasonable. And, he's never been like, okay, I'm not just blindly following the herd. I'll at least put some thought into this. And he's definitely more centrist. Like I said, he's farther off center than I am.
I give him props for like actually trying to he recognized, hey, there's a divide here, and I'm going to try my part in trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm going to have the conversation. Like, he's trying to have the conversations that people don't want you to have.
It's like when he had dinner with Trump at the White House, and he was like, oh, everybody's like kicking my ass.
He shits on that dude the most,
yeah.
too.
And he's like, everybody's kicking my ass, because they're saying, oh, you just need to tell everybody what a piece of shit he is. He's like, I'm not, because he wasn't. He said it was a nice dinner. It was engaging. He listened. We had nice conversations. He's just a fucking dude.
Yeah.
And, he's so many people, I think, are owned by their ideology that they've forgotten even what they are.
Well, he said it best. He was just like, he goes, he's playing a character. He goes, that's who he is. He goes, when he's on live TV, he goes, that's not really him. He goes, the guy I met behind closed doors, completely different dude than you see on TV.
Yeah.
He goes, I didn't hold back. I spoke, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, that's, like, I respect that. Like, hey, you have a problem with somebody, and you went there to go actually directly talk to him.
Yeah. They don't call it political theater for nothing. I mean, that's what it is.
That's literally what it is. Like, it's all, and it's funny because it's like, it all goes, everything that's wrong with everything now goes all the way back to George Washington's warnings before he left being president. It was like, one, don't get involved in foreign affairs.
Porn affairs?
Both, actually. I would say both.
Okay.
Because, hey, there's some weird shit out there.
There is, yeah.
There's some weird shit out there.
There's some Washington lovers. He's like, put that wig on for me and the wooden teeth in. Oh, sorry, foreign affairs, sorry. I don't know. It sounded like you said porn affairs. I was like, what?
Dude, it's like, yeah. I was like, I'm into cosplay, but if she's asking me, if she wants me to wear the George Washington wig, it's just going to be,
It's like, I got a nose full of powder, honey. I mean, can we take this off now?
Yeah. And not the powder I wanted.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What was his warning? Oh, it was like, don't get involved in foreign affairs.
I can't remember. It's like foreign affairs. It was about like, don't get. Oh damn! I can't remember what it was, but there was two other ones like he had that it was like, oh, this is all things that we have issues with.
Don't
like,
shit where you eat.
I think it was like stupid taxes.
Yeah,
and that's all we do. I don't know. I remember in high school, but like we've hit that age of like we forget shit.
Yeah, it's like, the whole thing of us coming, going up against the British taxation without representation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that goes on a million times fold right now, I think.
Yeah, because no one, it's weird. You elect people to represent you and to speak how you feel, but how many people actually speak about how we're feeling?
Right.
Like, the politicians that are like, you either have the super far right ones that are like the super MAGA ones that they're saying stuff that nobody agrees with. Even like their own people are like, that was a stretch for us.
Yeah. Mike Pence.
Yeah, like that was a stretch for us. And then you have stuff that the liberal people like, there's even like, hey, that's too left for even us. What are you talking about? Like, that doesn't represent any of how we feel. So it's like no one's actually representing what people feel.
No, and it's like it seems like the ones with the loudest voices and the whatever are the ones getting heard. But think about the taxes too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how stupid they are. It's like, we were just talking about these. I just got that vehicle, right? It's a used car. Sales tax was paid on it when it was bought. I paid sales tax on it. It had an owner. I'm his third owner. If I sell it to you tomorrow, you're going to pay sales tax on it again, and I've had it for 2 weeks. You can sell it a week later. It's going to get taxed again.
But it's the same item.
Same everything. The states are just collecting.
No, how about you own land, right? You bought this land and you pay for it. But every year you got to pay the government because you really don't own this land. You actually technically just rent it off of us. Well, motherfucker, who told you that you owned it? Like,
I know, and it's like, you familiar with a guy named Neil Bortz? He was a conservative radio host. He retired probably maybe 10 years ago, but
yeah.
He was a libertarian actually. You know, he wrote a book called The Fair Tax Book. And it was common sense tax. It's not like a flat tax. It's a fair tax. Like well, you know, it's like, okay, well, you buy a car and so you pay sales tax on it when it's new. Okay, that's it. It's like, you know, they've already paid taxes on the bolts that built it. They paid taxes on the shipping that brought it. They paid taxes on every piece that got it there. The consumer pays their taxes. They use it. It's theirs. They own it. And after that, it's same as houses. Like, there's no more property taxes every year.
Yeah.
And it's like and they're like, well, that's unfair because billionaires aren't going to pay you their share. Bullshit, they're not. How much more taxes is it going to cost you to buy a $20,000 car if a billionaire buys a Gulfstream? You know, they're paying the same. They're paying the same amount of tax, 10% or whatever the amount was.
Yeah.
And then everybody pays it flat across the board.
And the property tax, like, you can make up for that because if you're taxing people who at a higher tax bracket, not saying, you know, but I'm just saying if you're going to get rid of property tax, then you make up for it in other ways.
Yeah. I mean, you can tax the services, which they're doing now. Kentucky just started taxing for services in the past few years. So, like, you know, used to, like, landscaping, maid service, you know, anything like that, plumbers.
That's all taxed?
That's all taxed now. So not only, you know, your plumber that sends you a bill now, he's got a tax on 6% state sales tax.
That's insane.
Yeah. So that's why now you find a lot of these people that they don't want to deal with you if you're paying cash, and they don't want to have to deal with the books, man. It's like, it's just too much. And I've been there and I've done it, dude. Trust me. It was like when I had a little mattress and furniture business, and it got to the point where, you know, if I'd sell somebody a mattress, then yeah, you got to pay sales tax. It's a product.
Yeah.
If I deliver it for you, when it switched to where I was going to have to start charging you sales tax on a delivery. So I'm like, dude, just give $25 just cash money, man. When you get there, I mean, that's what I would have said, you know, if I was doing things not by the book. But of course, I mean, I always did everything by the book and charged sales tax for all the services.
Yeah.
Right. But
honest business. That's all the people we have on here.
Yeah.
It's honest businessmen.
But it totally screws a lot of the little people who don't have the infrastructure and they don't have the capabilities to, you know, hire that accountant, or they don't have the abilities to learn how to use QuickBooks, and they don't have all that crap. You know, it's just like the guy that's mowing your lawn. I mean, if a 16-year-old kid comes and mows your lawn and it's $25, he's supposed to file that with the state now, pay tax on it.
Imagine being a kid now growing up and you want to start a lawn care business and all your neighbors have those little AI robots that cut their grass.
Those things are pieces of shit. I mean, I'll have to see those actually do the job.
But I mean, they are like a bigger machine, so it's not just a Roomba like going out there and doing
yeah, I've seen them.
I've heard they do well, but I mean, it's also, you got to figure what kind of yard it's cutting.
Yeah,
like it's not gonna do hay fields.
No. I mean, it's, you know,
that would be cool though.
Yeah, I mean, what's the limit on those? 1/8 acre, 1/4 acre, maybe?
Who knows?
And what, you know, I mean.
And it's like, depending on some yards, like some yards are all downhill, some yards are all uphill.
Right. Is it good? No, I mean, you know, I've got one of those little Shark robot vacuums. You know, it goes and runs around the house and empties itself and all that stuff, and it does fine. It's like, what's this thing gonna do? Is it gonna go charge
I think
itself?
That's what it does. I think it they said like it. I think you have it scheduled, so like it'll go out, cut the grass, but like it leaves its charging port, goes out, maps your area, then goes off that map every time and cuts around that way, and then pull itself back in, put it back on charge.
Yeah, I'd have to see those in action, especially in a country yard. I mean, it might work for a little small, like suburban lawn, you know, or something like that. It's nicely fenced or something. I don't know. I'd have to see one of those things in action before I trust it, because I don't trust that damn robot either. It didn't know, it does know to dodge dog shit sometimes. It's like, it made more of a mess one day. I won't go into the details, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Ooh,
It was a smear, a big smear.
Just paint the floor.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my god, who's painted the floor with peanut butter? That's not.
That's not peanut.
It's not peanut butter.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's almost time to go check. Well, we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes before I have to check the camera.
All right.
Well,
do you want to end on dog shit for this break, or?
Yeah, we'll end on dog shit.
All right, sounds cool.
All right, and we're back. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up after this last segment.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because
well, shit, it's almost 9 o'clock.
That's what I'm saying. We have an open mic to hit at 10 o'clock, since, according to AI at least.
Right.
And I still got a beer and a half to drink.
Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, whenever you want to wrap it up, man, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, well, we can talk some more. Because I do want to, I feel like it'd be wrong to have someone on Kentucky on and not talk about Wheeler Walker for a little bit.
And here's the scary thing. I'm not going to be able to tell you nothing about him. You probably know more about him than I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've been so far out of, like, the music scene and stuff like that as far as new stuff. Now,
I would say that's like 2017, I think he came out.
Yeah. I mean, heard some of his songs, and they're funny.
Oh, yeah.
And,
you've heard the song Summers in Kentucky, then?
Maybe.
And he's like, some people smoke meth.
That's about right. Yeah. It's like I've heard some of his stuff. It's rough.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely rough, and it's like, but I guarantee you know more about him than I do.
It's like, as someone who grew up on Rodney Carrington, when I say it's rough, it's rough. Like,
yeah. And that's what I never got. It was like, my soon-to-be ex-wife, she would, like, laugh her ass off and send me this stuff and, like, think it was just the most filthiest, vile thing in the world, and she's laughing. And I'm just like, okay, I just told, like, a pedophilia joke. And you're like, oh, my God, that's so offensive. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, I mean, where's the bar set here,
I think it's because, like, people know you and they don't really know them. Like, that's the weird thing about doing comedy, man, is like, people don't, like, they think they know you. Like, you have to let people think they know you when they really don't know you. Because it's like, I want to say vile shit sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm like, if I do that, everyone's gonna hate me because it's not really how I feel. It's just funny things I think about in the shower, like,
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, I would never think of, doing the things I wouldn't think if they really happened. That's why it's called, like, the absurdity. I mean, that's what the whole point is. It's like, yes, it could be offensive, but it's so absurd. People have got to step back and realize that, this guy doesn't think this. But, I mean, everybody's got that dark shit going inside their mind. And it's like nobody wants anybody to know what they're really thinking.
Yeah. I was going to say,
nobody,
you ever
not a single person.
Did you ever listen to Billy Gardell?
Yes.
He had that one joke. He's like, did you ever have a bad thought in church? And it's like, he goes, as soon as you do, you laugh because you're not supposed to. That's what's funny about it. Like, you're not supposed to have bad thoughts in church. He goes, but when you do, it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would, yeah. I was like never much of a churchgoer. It was like anytime that I would be drugged to the Catholic Mass or something like that. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, my God, it's like,
yeah, I'm like, are we doing a seance here?
Yeah, and it's like, that sounds like Barbara Ann. Barbara Ann. So, it's like, and like, I'd be like, I'd start snickering. I was like, but.
So what was like the comedies that you grew up with? Like, what was your like go-to like movies that made you laugh?
Movies wise, man, it's like, like we were talking earlier. I mean, like the Smokies and the Smokey and the Bandit. the Clint Eastwood and the monkey, and any which
Oh,
way,
yeah,
any which. I'm sorry, the
loose.
ape, any which way but loose, any which way you can. Those
Late
movies.
turn, Clyde.
Yeah. Just the weird science in a little bit later into the 80s, because a lot of these movies I watched, all about the same time, because like when Smoking the Bandit and things like that came out, I was like 5-6 years old, if even that old, not even. And so we didn't have a way to watch them, we didn't get a VCR until probably 84, 85.
And then tapes were expensive.
Yeah. And
I didn't know how much video, like cassette tapes cost until I was watching a thing about Blockbuster, and they were talking about why movie rental stores even were a thing.
Yeah.
Is because, to own the tape was like $70.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous, like
Well,
prices.
yeah, and it's not just the tape. It's the value of the tape of what you're going to get off of it. But it's like I won two things in my life.
Yeah.
When I was both a kid, I won a Nintendo, and I already had one.
Yeah.
So I had a backup because they were pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And I won a year subscription, a year of free rentals. It was like 3 rentals a week or something like that to this local movie place called the Movie Warehouse in Paintsville, Kentucky. And they had a drawing. I put my name in, and I won a year of free rentals. And that was just like, oh my God, I've
like
hit
gold.
the jackpot, man. Yeah, and it's like, but like
And
the
then
old.
we could set up 2 VCRs. We can actually record this movie and not.
Nobody ever did that. Nobody ever did that. What are you talking about?
My grandfather had
That's an
when
FBI warning, man. They give you. That's serious.
When my grandfather died, what he would do is he'd buy a bunch of blank tapes and then record everything off a TV. So he had all these
With my
movies
glasses.
and never paid for a single one. It was hilarious. Like, I remember I watched this. He had movies like The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Oh yes,
and just has it recorded off of cable.
dude, that movie. Yeah, and it's like it's got the commercial break, and they jump up and the commercial start, and you hit pause or something,
Yep.
and then it would jump back in like half of.
Yeah, and then he would get the movie channels.
Yeah.
So he would record like a bunch of movies like that, and he had one. It was funny because it went The Gods Must Be Crazy, and he goes, I think you can watch this second one. He goes, I don't remember what it is. He goes, but I don't think there's nothing bad in it. And the movie was called Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Years and years ago, Mickey Rourke, right? And
Yeah, that is definitely not a movie for kids at all. And he's
No.
like, I don't think there's anything in it. There's a strip club scene. Like,
Right? Yeah, I don't remember hardly anything about it, but I do remember. I'm familiar with the film.
wasn't Hacksaw Jim Dugan in that movie?
Oh God, maybe
I think he's like one of the big guys in the bar fight.
like one of the bouncers or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
But like Romancing the Stone, Ruthless People, Amazon Women on the Moon, Kentucky Fried Movie. I don't remember those old
I've heard
Farrelly
of
Brother
Kentucky
movies.
Fried, I've heard of Kentucky Fried Movie. I've never seen it.
And it's got an
Was you
Arsenio
a
Hall.
Porky's guy?
Huh?
Was you a Porky's guy?
Porky's. No, I was like, it was just it was a dirty movie.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It was just a dirty movie. That's what we
Yeah.
called them back then. It was a dirty movie.
Yeah.
And I'd watch Porky's later in life. Dude, it probably wasn't even, maybe in college. And I'm like, it's all right.
Yeah.
It had a couple of good scenes.
It's funny though. You do go back and watch movies like that, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this could not get made today." Like the whole scene of that. First of all, they're spying, in the locker room, and then the teacher grabs his dick through the wall. It's
Revenge of the Nerds.
yeah.
I mean, okay, he's dressed as Darth Vader, and okay, they call that rape nowadays.
Yeah.
Back
I watched
then,
that movie and I was like, "Oh, this is not good."
we've got Bush. And you're like, yeah. I mean, the line was definitely drawn differently back then. Animal House. I mean, oh my God.
I don't think things were things weren't seen the way that they're seen now. I think people weren't. I don't think you had. Not saying that there wasn't predators back then. I'm sure there was predators, but people didn't view it as a predatory action then. It was more like, oh, this is all fun and
trying to get to third base now will get you to jail.
Yeah.
That was just like trying to get to third base was like, I did the best I could. and then you stop,
Yeah.
and it's like now that's sexual assault.
Yeah, and it's like now, and it's like, it's like, wait a minute, it's like you're still not like, you weren't like disrespectful to the chick,
Right.
then like you're still like, oh no, she's still a person, like.
I mean, you just pretended to be her boyfriend and went down on her,
Yeah.
and then realized that, oh, well, this guy must have been practicing when he was in the off season. No, it's the nerd.
Yeah. That movie was so rough though.
It was. Well, I'll tell you a funny.
How about John Goodman's in that movie? He's a football coach.
Oh, that's right.
And Lawrence, Lawrence Fishburne's like the football player. Like he flips a car or something, or he tackles the car.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've not seen it in many years, but I'll tell you a funny story real quick. Was when I was in college, they did this thing called Greek Sing, and it was where one of the no, this was a different one. Sorry, it was maybe this. Hell, I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, it was Greek Sing, and people would dress up. And they would do little skits. No, I'll take this back. This was a fundraiser for one of the sororities. I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, so me and all of our guys, we did the scene from do 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 at the end of Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
And like, so, I'm dressed up as Elvis, with the guitar. You got the guy out there, Wormser. You got the guy, the Chinese guy dressed up as the Indian. We got a guy dressed up as the Indian. We go to the costume shop, and we did that whole freaking scene from the end of Revenge of the Nerds, and we won, which I think it was pretty cool.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, it was like we always did crazy stuff like that. One year it was like we broke into. They thought we're going to do some redneck stuff, like we come out and everybody, and then. We're all dressed in like flannels and boots, and and then we go into this dance. Did the song from The Sound of Music, do dear feet, and everybody's like, "What the hell is he doing?"
So
sure,
because I have brothers like around the same age as you.
Okay.
Did you know anybody who dressed up as the Crow for Halloween?
Yes. Yes.
You're like. It's like almost. I didn't know it was a joke at the time, and people were like, "Yeah, I know people."
Yeah, I mean, we would go out to the bars, and like on the Halloween, there was more than one fucking crow, dude. There was crows.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a murder of crows.
The only reason I asked this is because one time I was looking, like my brother had like photos from like when he was going out and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the photos, I was like, "Why are you dressed like Sting?" And he's like, "I wasn't dressed like Sting. I was dressed like the Crow."
Hey, I think you got that wrong.
Yeah. It made me laugh so hard because I was like, I would have lied and just said it was Sting.
Yeah, right. No, I had a friend. He was I've got a picture of one of my best friends, and we were at a Halloween party that we had at a house. We'd all go out, and then we had this one guy had this big party and would host it, and he dressed up as the Borg. A lot of people were doing the Borg back then.
Oh, Star Trek.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And this guy went all out, man. He had like the bicycle tire he cut in half to make like the rubber stuff, and I mean, he was yeah.
I did recently rewatch Next Generation.
Never seen it.
I was just like, that's the one I grew up on. Like my parents would watch it occasionally.
Yeah.
I started rewatching it, and I was getting nostalgic for like the 80s and the 90s, like the early 90s.
Yeah.
Because like you're looking at how like there's carpet and stuff. I'm like, oh, I remember when places used to have carpet. Now everything's tile and hardwood, and it's not the same. Like
no, 100%. It's like, I mean, some things are better because we used to carpet our bathrooms.
Yeah, which is
fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah, it is. And,
I'm glad we evolved on some things.
Some things, yeah, absolutely. But
who thought, like seriously, who at the time was like, you know what, we should put carpet in here?
Yeah, it's like, let's all walk in here barefoot and drag out, Dad's pubes.
Yeah,
under between our toes and put in my footy jammies tonight when I go to bed.
I feel like it was just a breeding case for mold.
Oh God!
Because like you're stepping out of the shower, you're getting wet on the carpet.
Yeah. And my mom used to keep the goddamn cat's litter box in there beside the toilet.
Ooh.
And I'm like, that's disgusting. And like when I was 3, like, and the cat would have an accident in the house or something sometimes. And so, like, I remember I was like 3, and I walk in there, and I like pissed in the cat's litter box, and my mom was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Well, he's peeing on our floor. I'm peeing in his litter box." You know, turnabout's fair play, kitty.
That's fair.
Yeah, I thought it was fair.
Dude, the best litter box story, I think, hands down, has to come from George Clooney. Have you ever heard that story?
Maybe no, I don't. Maybe, but I don't think so. Go ahead.
Oh my God, he's on Howard Stern. He was telling this story about he didn't have it like when he was working as an actor. He would stay at this guy's house, and he goes, and I think it was the guy from like the Encore commercials.
Okay.
That guy. So he was staying at his house, and he goes, while he was out work and stuff, he goes, he got this cat. He goes, and he wouldn't clean up the cat's litter box. He goes, so I kept cleaning it out. And he come home, he's like, I'm kind of worried about the cat, man. He goes, cat hasn't shit yet. And he goes, I see the opportunity. He goes, well, then he starts giving the cats laxative to like help it shit. And he goes, so I just keep cleaning it faster and faster. He goes, until one day, he's like, I don't know what I want to do about this cat, man. He goes, I just took a human-sized shit in his litter box. And then he brought me in, and he's like, dude, he's like, you guys see the shit that this cat took.
I have not heard that story, but that is great.
The best part is that George Clooney never told him until, like, how he found out was he was watching one of the late night interviews, and George told the story like as his first time on late night, and he's like, he comes home, he's like, you motherfucker.
That's hilarious, man. That sounds like something I would do. Except, I wouldn't do the litter box thing. That is commitment. I mean, you got to give the man credit.
That's why I was like, as a prankster, like George Clooney is like the king of that.
Yeah, I've always heard that, and you know, and he's a pig owner, or was a pig owner, which I'm now a pig owner. So
I think my favorite prank he did was, I think he put like honk if you're honk, or it was like sexy. He wouldn't put out an ad for like someone to run for sexiest man alive. Like he paid for someone else's ad because it makes them look more vain.
Oh.
And I was like, damn, that's cool.
That's cool. He's a funny guy. I mean, he's from Kentucky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I actually met his father, his dad, Nick, because he worked in the TV industry, and before he moved up into the northern Kentucky area. But he came by the TV studios in Lexington when I was working there in the late 90s. And for some reason, but he used to host the Turner Classic Movies, and all that stuff. That's what I had kind of known him from. And then, of course, back then was when George was just starting to really get famous, you know, the mid to late 90s.
Or ER days.
Yeah. And I didn't even realize that it was George Clooney's dad at the point. I was like, I said, this is the guy that hosted Turner Classic Movies.
Yeah.
You know, because I used to watch those all the time when I was a kid, you know. And
dude, you could have looked at him and been like, oh my God, your son's Batman.
Yeah. He'd been like, no, he's not. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've never
I disowned him afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Killed Batman for everybody.
God, that was a bad movie.
I enjoyed it as a kid. I remember I was also like, I started kindergarten the year it came out.
Right.
So when I seen
about
it,
right.
I was like,
It's about right for the level it takes to enjoy that movie.
yeah. Like, and like I started hearing the interviews and stuff, and they were like, yeah, the reason why the movie sucks is because like they told us that we wanted to sell more kids toys and make it more toy friendly. And you're like, oh, I get it now. As a kid watching it, why I loved it, because it was geared towards me. Like,
oh yeah, I mean the bright colors, the just yeah. I mean, who was in it? You got Uma Thurman.
Yeah,
bright green. You know,
she was great as Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, you had Uma Thurman, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, which actually kind of worked. Like, I guarantee if they'd have made him play it straight, it would have been a way better movie.
I'm going to put you on ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they just gave him a shit ton of ice puns.
Yeah.
And it was like, he got paid big money to do that.
Yeah. And let's see. Now, is that the one with Jim Carrey too? No.
No, that's the Val Kilmer one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's the one that I like that one too.
It was okay. I just remember like Tommy Lee Jones. Like I hated it. And like,
Oh my god,
that's because of the story with Jim Carrey. He's like, I don't have time for your buffoonery or something.
He hated him just because like it like killed his dream project in the movie theater. That was the only reason why. I don't know. I mean, Dumb and Dumber is pretty great, but it's like I like Tommy Lee Jones too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah, a lot of that was filmed in my hometown. That's where I grew up. Is where Loretta Lynn is from.
Oh,
Butcher Holler.
yeah.
It's and they filmed several scenes of that movie in downtown Paintsville. And Butcher Holler's 15 minutes up the holler, up the road a little bit. But
we always laughed about it because the road I grew up on as a kid was Fisher Hollow.
Fisher Holler.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Hollow or holler?
We would say holler.
Yeah.
But it was hollow.
Right.
Yeah.
See, now back in Kentucky, we don't even spell it right on the road signs. It's HOLLER. I mean, I'm not joking.
We can't help that, man. PA makes us do whatever the fuck whatever.
Right.
PA has it is such a weird state. Like they have rules for so many rules for shit where everybody else is like, this is dumb. Like why we have a gas tax for no reason.
Oh, dude,
as soon as you leave here, like, oh my god, gas gets cheaper everywhere except New York.
Yeah, I noticed it was diesel was about 35 cents higher than it was in Kentucky, if not a little more. I mean, it could have went up some anyway. I've not paid attention, but yeah, I noticed the gas prices were considerably higher here than what I thought they would be.
Oh yeah, it's way every time I go south, I'm like, fill up here, or if I know I have enough gas to get to like the other states,
yeah,
I'm hitting it. Like we're gonna chance it. But yeah, man, we got 6 minutes left on the clock, but I'm trying to think what else we got to talk about. We got to get ready to head out to the mic.
Yeah. Hell, I might follow you. I was like, it's pretty easy to get down there, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's a straight shot. Once you get through McKees Rocks, it's a straight shot down there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you tell me about McKees Rocks. Tell me a little bit about you. Because we've been talking, what's with this McKees Rocks going on in your area here?
McKees Rocks, so it's kind of it used to be like a working area of Pittsburgh. Like this kind of I guess Michael Keaton's from around here.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Like he's this is the area he grew up in.
Okay.
So it was like, oh, this is cool. I think they found some Native American burial sites over there too. So
see, this was the shit I've been digging this whole trip. I'm like, okay. I was like, because my hotel is it's like a triangular. Like if I go to my hotel and down, it's like a split right where you are to my hotel downtown to the mic. And I'm like, I might go have to check out these rocks tomorrow if it's because that's what I've been doing this trip.
Yeah, I think it's just because it was like a cliffside. That's about it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the rocks have been eroded so bad it's like meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the game plan tomorrow. Is just to go see some rocks and back down, cruise back down toward Kentucky through the mountains. And
did you do the overlook yet? Mount Washington.
I rode the incline up.
Yeah, see, that's a really good spot.
It is, man. It was phenomenal. Walked across. Was it the Steel Mill Saloon? Mm-hmm. I just got lucky. It was 50-cent wing Wednesday, so had a dozen wings before I came here and a beer and sat there and took some really good pictures. And
did you go to the casino at all?
No, I heard there was a casino here, but I should probably stay away from that. Me and casinos have had we have a bad relationship over the years.
Yeah, there's the casino. I mean, I use it for parking, and then I just walk down the street to go hit the bars and stuff because it's right by the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Like that by Heinz Field. Well, Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, Acrisure. Yeah, because I thought it was called Heinz Field, and I was looking at it. I had my binoculars, and I was like, Acrisure, what the hell is this?
Yeah, they changed the name a couple years ago, and well, I don't think anyone has recovered as a city. I think the Steelers suck now because that's for that reason.
So what's up with the submarine with the windows?
Submarine with the windows?
Yeah, there's a submarine down there parked on the river, behind Heinz Field.
Oh, I think it's. Oh, yeah, that thing that's part of like the science center or whatever.
Okay, so I'm like, I've never seen a submarine with windows. It's got to be some kind of tourist bullshit.
Yeah, it's something weird like that. There's always some weird shit going down there.
It looks like an old World War II one or something, but
it's weird. Like, even though I live in the city now, I've yet to explore every little. Like, I still find new shit in the city.
How long have you been here?
I grew up in this area.
Yeah, but
Like,
I mean,
here about a year.
Oh, okay.
Since I moved here, but like I've been coming up here like to party like in Southside.
Yeah.
Since I was 21.
Oh, okay.
So like, I knew some areas, but like I still find like these little hideaway bars and stuff that everybody knows. And I'm like, this place is awesome. I love it.
That's the kind of stuff I like. It's like I like off the beaten path, like the little. There's nothing wrong every once in a while. If you want to hit up that big mainstream, you go to Nashville and you hit Blake Shelton's Old Red. Woo! But that's
I'll
not
judge
where the
you,
good
but
stuff
there's
is.
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no, but that's not where like the good people hang out. Those are the fucking obnoxious people that you don't even want to be around anyway.
Yeah, I believe they call them woo girls.
Woo girls. I mean, isn't nothing wrong with a woo girl?
Yeah.
Hawk to a girl. That's where she's from.
I always told people you had to be careful when you went to Nashville because when they had the bachelorette parties, you had some girls that were like, "Oh, here, you want to take a sip of my drink?" You had to look at the straw first because there might be a little dick on the end of that straw. Because they had those little straws that was just like little dick ones. Yeah. Like, no, you almost got me.
Yeah, I've seen those before actually.
Yeah.
I've owned a few. No. They. Yeah.
I always tell people I modeled for it.
Yeah, because I mean, not to scale, right? Not to scale.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll lie and say that.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there, though.
Cool. Well, I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, tell people where they can find you, like on Facebook, and you don't have a social yet. You said you're still new into comedy.
Yeah, and I mean, comedy's just this is just a hobby. I've really got so many other responsibilities. So yeah, I'm a ghost. There's nowhere you will find me, unless you check like kycourts.net. Or something like that, and you want to do some criminal justice searching around, you might find some records out there. But other than that, I'm pretty much a ghost.
Hell yeah, that sounds like you're already ready and geared to go and make a Kill Tony appearance right there. That's what that sounds like.
I did not storm the Capitol. I think that gets you actually a little higher up in that bucket. But
oh yeah,
not other than that. But yeah, no, I got some stories I could tell for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for that show right there, you never know what could happen. You go on. All you need to do is have one good minute.
Did you see the last one they did in Nashville? The little kid.
Yeah,
from Lexington, Kentucky, from where I'm from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've not seen him come back on yet. I know they were going to take him like Madison Square Garden or something, but
one of the comics in Pittsburgh, his roommate got on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You have to. I'll tell you after the pod where it's at.
Okay,
I'll show you there for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it up there and
awesome.
All right, guys, we'll see you.
Thanks, Hoss. Bye.